I think Denzel Mims can get a spot on this 53-man roster if he can continue the type of play that he is playing right now. If he continues to catch balls, not drop them, continue to be a focal point within this offense, he's going to make it very, very tough for the New York Jets to actually want to move him. So, if he continues to play at the level that he's playing right now, if he continues to progress and shows that he can, in fact, know this offense, play with this offense, do exactly what he's being asked to do within this offense, he's going to make Robert Saleh's decision very, very tough in regards to Denzel Mims. So, Jimmy, I'm going to start with you, and then we'll kick it over to Nick. Talk to me. Agree? Disagree? Am I tripping?
Very hopeful, CJ, and I can't take that away from you, but disagree. As a passing target, Denzel Mims is literally like the 9th, potentially the 10th target option in this offense, because he's 5th or 6th on the wide receiver depth chart. And then Uzoma and Conklin. So those two are better pass catching opportunists than he is. So that's 8 or 9. And then you got Breece Hall and Michael Carter out of the backfield. Let them ball out in camp and let everybody see it. What we think could have been a 5th or a 6th round draft pick for him could turn into a 2nd or 3rd.
Nick, what do you think?
First, replying to Scott's comment, if Scott doesn't agree with me, I feel pretty good about where I'm at with my opinions. So let's just get that out there too. If Scott's not on board with me, that's the Derek Jeter fist pump. Mims had a good day one, and then I haven't heard a damn thing about him since. I know he made some nice catches day one. Saturday, Rashad Davis made some nice plays. Saturday, Salah made a comment when asked about Rashad Davis and other guys. He said something that we haven't had a Jet head coach say in a very long time. We are going to be cutting NFL players. The roster is finally good enough where guys that we cut are going to get picked up immediately by other teams. And it's not that we made a bad move in cutting somebody.
Right.
It's that our roster level is starting to rise where now other teams are going to be picking from our scraps instead of us having to go pick from theirs. So I think Mims gets moved. They try to get something in return for him. They might try to showcase him a little bit in the preseason games.
Vincent Smith is higher on the depth chart than Denzel Mims. Think about that.
I can see Rashad Davis taking Smith's spot because Davis can contribute to special teams. I can't see Rashad Davis coming up and taking Mims' spot because you're not going to keep Smith and Davis as special teams guys, right? Because you already got Berrios as a punt returner. If Davis can be a gunner with his speed, Jeff Smith's gone. Like, we have a lot of either-ors on this team. It's going to be Smith or Davis. It's going to be Huff or Martin or Curry. Two of those three make it. I don't see all three making the team. There's going to be guys who get cut that teams scoop up immediately. And that just shows that we finally have depth. We finally have an NFL roster. There's going to be some guys that get cut that we're upset about. But you know what? Should be happier about the guys that we have. No injuries.
No injuries.
Everyone's healthy. I can't see Mims making the roster.
And think about it like this, because the business side of this game, the scouts are already out watching college practices. The scouts are already out checking out potential targets for next season, for the next year's draft. It could very well be that we have our eye on a very tall possession style wide receiver coming out next year. There's a ton of different possibilities. And I think you just run into a problem because the last 2 years, Mims hasn't been able to follow the playbook. And I just think he's so far behind. Maybe he's got it now. Maybe they've simplified it for him. But if you're simplifying a playbook for a wide receiver, he's not getting the routes and the opportunities. Like, they have to cut out the majority of what he can do.
That's not the guy you want long-term if you're having to trim down the playbook. Man. You cut the fat, you move on.
Absolutely.
Here's a comment from Scott Cleesby, of course. Nick, you laughed at me last year when we did the show together and I said lay the 17 points against the Bills. Thomas Gutman, I believe our losses were by design last year. Jets played for draft position. Jets signed a bunch of half-ass injured players on purpose, in my opinion, just to justify explainable losses.
I think it was more along the lines of trying to see what we had. I don't think it was... They were trying to win if we could get the win. But I think it was more, let's really see where everyone's at. Let's see how our depth looks. Let's see what positions we need to look at.